you feel most comfortable in, but not just comfortable, whatever you feel most effective wearing, wear that. Who cares what anybody else says if you shouldn't be wearing, or that's not what people wear when they do it? Who cares? It does not matter. If you... You ready? Oh shit. What's going on with everyone out there, man? Friend Ryan here, and we're gonna do a series. I think I'm gonna call the series Juice Bar Training Series, but we'll see how that goes. But today we're gonna just cover the shoes that I train in and why I train in them, and just the different, and then why I use different shoes for different things. We'll start with the front one last. I like to train in the Air Ones. So the first lift is always, the squat. We'll go on the bench and then deadlift. So I like to train in the Air Jordan 1 highs when I squat. The reason why I like to train in the ones, to first and foremost, is why I trained in them, is because I didn't want to be perceived as just a power lifter. I'm just gonna be like, we're gonna do this and we're gonna keep it 100. So I saw that powerlifters mostly used chucks. And I'm like, all right, cool. I never necessarily wore chucks like that. Even like just not training and just like everyday wear and shit. And I was like, nah, I'm cool off of that. Like, there's gotta be another shoe. And then there was the Van. And I was like, all right. I tried the high top Vans, and in my first competition, I wore them and I just wasn't feeling it. It just wasn't me, because I don't wear chucks nor do I wear Vans. Like, I like tennis shoes. Like, that's just been a thing of mine. I've always had a passion for tennis shoes. So I was like, all right, well, how can I bring my personality to what I'm doing now with powerlifting? Like, I'm not trying to necessarily be like everybody else. Like, I understand that there's a reasoning why they wear what they wear, or we, not they, as in them versus me. But like there was a distinct pattern, or like everybody wore like a chuck or something super flat, or a Van and shit. I was like, well, there's something in the repertoire that I can actually wear that's like a chuck, that's flat. And in my closet, these came to mind. Now, they weren't specifically the top threes, that's what these are called, but these are retro high ones. I had some black and red ones, and what I did to make them even more flat is I pulled the sole out of them. So it made it really flat inside of the shoe. And man, I tell you, like, I had wore chucks one time and they still felt kind of squishy. So, and they probably still had the insole in them. But for so what I do is I normally buy a half size smaller, so it's really snug, but I can't fit it if it doesn't have the insole. So when I pull the insole, it gives a little more space, and that way that I don't necessarily have to worry about tying my shoe, because I don't like tying my shoes. And two, we want, like, when you compete, you want the shoe to be snug on you. So yes, I do buy Jordans just to train in. I don't wear the smaller ones just like on everyday wear. Like, they're specifically for my training. Some of y'all might think like, that's crazy, but it's like, this is what I love doing. I have a passion for it, and we have a business around it. So why not just go all in for it? So I wear the retro high ones when I squat. And then for benching, I would wear something like the Air Max Presto right here. But mostly I would wear the ones that I have on right now with this kind of firm shoe box. The toe box right here is really firm in here. So any of the Air Maxes like these are the 720s. But then also I have some other Nike 270s, and they're just a really light and stiff shoe. And the reason why I like to wear these is because when I bench, for whatever reason, my foot feels really firm, and it feels like I feel really grounded in the shoe. There's no wiggle room inside of the toe box. So when I'm actually driving into the floor, my foot feels like I'm actually on the ground, and it's just like really driving hard into the ground. So because as powerlifters, the way that we bench, like the elite level benchers that I try to chase, or I'm in pursuit of, excuse me, not chase, but it's a whole body movement. So you're like all of the energy from the ground all the way up through the bar, you're driving that energy trying to get the weight up, you know, from your chest to fully locked out. So these shoes, the Prestos and the 270s, I'll probably bring them for another video and I'll wear them for you guys. But that's what I like to wear when I'm benching, is that type of shoe. And again, I don't necessarily care that it's not as flat as the one. Just it's a preference, really. You know, I'm trying to really get you guys to understand that it's just a preference when it comes down to specific training and being strong in that realm. Whatever you feel most comfortable in, but not just comfortable, whatever you feel most effective wearing, wear that. Who cares what anybody else says if you shouldn't be wearing, or that's not what people wear when they do it? Who cares? It does not matter. If you can perform in it, that's what you should be training in, not what everybody else says you should be training in. So that's why I also brought, you know, tennis shoes and like specifically Nikes to powerlifting, because people were saying like, nah, you don't powerlift it now. I'm like, yeah, okay, whatever. I'm stronger than you, so I can lift in them whatever I want. And as we're beginning to see, you know, there are more and more powerlifters that are starting to get into the Jordan 1s, because they're realizing that these are, for the most part, a firmer shoe and also a better, well-made shoe. Let's just be honest, you spend a little bit more money, you get a little more bang for your buck. And then, so that's what I like to bench in, and we'll come to what I like to deadlift in, and it's still an Air Jordan 1, but it's a low. And the reason behind me liking to wear the lows is because I have a little more range in my ankle, and not necessarily button up against the high of the material of the high ones. It's a preference. Again, I just want you guys to understand that it's a preference of what we like to train in and what we feel most comfortable, what we feel most effective in. So I like to use a low, and I'll pull the insert out so I can feel as low to the ground as possible. There are deadlift slippers, or shoes that they call them. I have tried those out before. There's actually some right there on top of that bag. So the thing about those is there's a lot of movement, there's a lot of give. Even if because they have the strap, it doesn't matter. Like, the material of the shoe is very pliable. It moves around. It's a mesh. It's not an actual leather. I like to use the low ones because it's a very firm shoe again, and I feel most effective and powerful in this shoe. Like when I slide it on, it's like a perfect fit, and it's go time. It's time to get that bar from the ground up. And that's what I normally will compete in. That's what I train in these two as well, because you should be training in the shoe that you compete in. So, and that's the trio right here. I mostly train in Nikes, and I mostly will compete in Nikes as well. I have different colors and variations of shoes that I like to rotate in, but the style of shoe is the Retro 1 low for deadlifting, the Retro 1 high for squatting, and then some type of Nike 270 or Air Max, Nike Air Max 270, 720, or for these right here in the front, the Off White Prestos, these are just mostly like, yeah, it's go time, yo. Like I feel like I'm the man in those. You know, those that know about that shoe, they'll understand why I'm saying it, but when I slide those on, it's going up for sure, for sure. So that's what we have for this series of what we like to train in here at Nightmare Muscle. And the shoe rotation that we have is pretty mean. I would like to say that my shoe rotation for the strength and level that I have is pretty hard. It's hard, baby. You know what I'm saying? So drop a comment below. Make sure to like and subscribe the video. We really appreciate everyone that's watching, you know, our YouTube channels and engaging with us. We want to keep the YouTube channel rocking and alive so that we can keep giving you guys the information that you want from us. and just so that Will can put his son through private school. You know what I'm saying? So this is gonna just kidding, not kidding, but yeah, man, we just want to have fun with this, man, and we want you guys to come along with us. And we understand that there's some things that we need to get done. So make sure to like, subscribe to the YouTube channel, share it with several hundred friends, because we know you have a lot of friends out there, right? You have a lot of followers, so share it with every last follower that you have, okay? But that's all I have. I'm out of here. Till next time, your friend Ryan, I'm out. Peace. Make sure you get your hustle up.